Alright, guys. Treats for dogs. Dog treats. Alright, there we go. There we go. Okay. Spark the break it over. Move it, move it, move it. Come on, get it. Spark, get over here. Sit down. Sit down. There you go. There you go. Come on, get it. There you go. There you go. Spirit, get over here. You want a treat? There you go. Hey. Come on. Get up here. Come on. Come on. There you go. Spirit, get over here. Yeah, I know what'll get you up on your feet. Yeah, that's what I thought. Spirit, come on. Get over here. Come on, get over here, man. Spirit, come here. Spirit, come on. Get over here. Come on, look at it. Who's this guy? Come on. Come on, get over here. Spirit, come here. Come here. Come on, man. Spirit, come here. Come on. Get over here. Come on. Come on, get over here. Come here. Come here. Come on. Nobody's gonna hurt you. Come on. Spirit, come on. Get over here. Come on, get over here, man. Yeah. Come on. Spirit, come here. Let me get you over here. Spirit, come here. Come on, get over here. I'm getting sick of your shit. I'm gonna pick you up, man. I'm gonna pick you up. I got you. Oh. 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 Nobody's gonna get you. Nobody's gonna get you. See? Nobody's gonna get you, Spirit. Let me tell you. Spirit, there you go. She's not even hungry, Spirit. See? Watch this. No, here you go. There you go, Spirit. You're just being a goofball. Hey, Irish. I'm being a goofball. Oh, you got 3 people in here now all of a sudden, Spirit. You got 3 people in here watching you crazy ass, man. Oh. There we go. Thank you, man. Thank you, man. Thank you. Oh, hold on, hold on. Hold on, buddy. There you go. There you go. There you go. Girlfriend's not feeling too good, you guys, right? There you go. I know. There you go. There you go. Thank you, Irish. She shared the live stream. She must have a lot of people on her page. Get back over here. Why don't you go back to your bed, man? Go back to your bed. Go ahead, go back to your bed. Go ahead, go back to your bed. Go ahead. You can go back to your bed. There you go. You got peanuts everywhere, man. You do, you got peanuts everywhere. Come here. Come on. Come on. Get your bed. Go ahead, there you go. We need to just get you over here. His girlfriend doesn't want her peanuts. Watch out. Oh. Move it, block. Alright. There you go. Come on, there you go. Let's get you over here, man. Because you will eat like a little pig. You will eat like a little pig. There we go. I know you, man. You will eat like a little pig. Who's that? Who's in there? Who came in? See, there's Holly. Okay, here we go. We're gonna get some views. Get the little pig. Oh my gosh, you little oinker. Come on, Spirit. Come on. Come on. There you go. Come on, Spirit, right there. She's a little oinker. She's a little oinker. Little oinker, huh? You are a little oinker. Hi. Hi, Lid Mola. I don't know how to say that. Spirit, come on, get up here. You love to eat. Yeah, Spirit. Spirit, you're funny, man. Come on, get up here. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Spirit, you're just a man. Spirit, funny boy. You are your funny boy. He's a funny boy, Spirit. Watch out. Here we go. I got more for you. I got more for you, Spirit. I got more coming your way. Here we go. Right up here. Spirit, you're funny, dude. There's nothing in here, man. There's nothing in here. There you go. We only got 5 people in the channel, folks. Spirit, come on. Oh my gosh. Look at that big old pig. No, look at that big old pig. Huh? Spirit. Big old pig. Big old pig. Spirit, what you get there? Oh, look at that tongue, man. Look at that tongue. There you go. It's a big old tongue. Your Spirit's a big old tongue. Look at that. There we go. Big old tongue, Spirit. With the Spirit. Big old tongue. Oh my gosh, Spirit. Hey, Yayo. Good to see you, man. Spirit, you got to get in there, man. Look at that. My gosh, Spirit, get in there. Huh? Yeah, Denali, she's just too hot. It's hard for her to get any energy to get up and really get into it. So I just let Spirit eat, and I know that you guys enjoy watching Spirit eat too. She big old ears. There you go, buddy. There's another one in there. There you go. She's not feeling good, Yayo. She's not feeling good with all this heat, man. Or else I'd bring her on camera. Let's see here, so we can see. There you go. That's not your usual Denali right there. Watch this. She's not her usual self. As you guys can see, she's just very tired. There's another peanut in there, peanut boy. Look at that. You got a couple of peanuts. Here you go. Right here. Hey. There you go. Oh, Irish cream. It don't matter, man. It don't matter. You ain't got to retract nothing. It's too mellow in here for you to be worrying about that stuff, Irish. My gosh. Somebody needs to have a talk with Irish cream and just tell her to just chill, man. Just chill. Just chill. We're too cool in here, Irish. Just chill, man. Everybody tell Irish, just chill. You ever see Irish say, howdy? She always says welcome. Very kind, very polite, but sometimes it'd be cool to say Irish. Hey, Mark. Oh, Mark Mastiff. Mark knows his Mastiffs. All right, Mark. If you know your Mastiffs, let's show you a Mastiff here. There you go, Mark. Right there. There she is. Is that the Mastiff? Yep, there she is, Mark. I don't know if you're a subscriber or not, Mark, but there's your Mastiff. Come on, Irish. Try it. Come on, let's see you say howdy, Mark. Howdy, howdy, Mark. Oh, yeah, there she is. She's burning up, Mark. She's really having a lot of trouble. We got the 70-degree heat up here, and she's still got the double coat. And then we got Goofball over here. So that's why I haven't had the camera on her much, is just because she's just overheated, man. So we got Goofball over here, and no, she's actually a Tibetan Mastiff. You know, I have to tell you, Mark, I have to ask you a question. Because me personally, it's me. I'm the food bucket over here. I'm the food bucket. Hi, Mark. My name is Dave. I have Lily the Bull Mastiff. I'm going to have to go check that out. If you have a link to your channel, put it in here. Have you ever seen a Caucasian Mastiff that color? I never have. You know, I have people who ask me if she's chow. I've never seen a chow that color. I don't spend a lot of time looking at chows. But I have never ever seen a Caucasian Shepherd that color. Usually the Caucasians are the grays and the blacks. Oh gosh, what do they call them? I've seen not the par presses, but the Spanish Mastiffs. They look a lot like a bulldog. They have that dapple color. I've seen some beautiful colorings on Kanye Corsos. But the Presipario, is that what it's called? The Presipario? Oh my gosh, those dogs are amazing. But I would hate to have one of those rockets, man. I mean, once one of those things goes nuclear, well, with this one right here, she decides that she's gonna go for it, man. She's moving. All right, let's get you back over here to the bulldog, because he's a hunger bulldog. Yeah, those, you know what I'm talking about. I can't remember what those coats are called when they've got multiple colors, but ooh, some of those presses come out very, very beautiful. Very beautiful, as you know. Sounds like you know your Mastiff's pretty good as well. The ones that I think are the scariest Mastiffs are all of those Borberals. Whew, boy, those Borberals are, man, 200 pounds a tank. I know the Kanyes get pretty big and the Bull Mastiffs get pretty big. Um, yeah, the Pressiparios. I think that's what they're called, Pressiparios or something like that. Um, yeah, yeah, pretty much, huh? We had a situation here yesterday, Mark. You'll be able to appreciate this. So we got the pit bull here, right? Good dog. Good dog. Pit bull's a very good dog. He came out of a fighting ring. Everybody has been here a while, has heard this story a million times, but he came out of a fighting ring down in Bakersfield, and he wouldn't fight. So they just chained him up and left him behind when they moved. No food, no water. Typical gang type of people associated with the cartel down there. Just mean sons of bitches. And so we got him and I got her, and she's, for the most part, pretty friendly. I had another Tibetan Mastiff, and he was not a friendly guy. And so I had a guy who was coming into the yard yesterday to do the yard. He was coming in at noon. So I take pain meds for my back and I get up a little later. So I got up about 11:15, 11:20, 11:30. And I just walked straight to the door and I let the dogs out. And I hear this just massive roar. And I'm like, oh no, because when you hear that Tibetan Mastiff roar, probably the same with the Mastiff that you have, when you hear that roar, oh. And so I'm like, what is causing this roar? I thought that there was something at the fence. Well, I see him take off down the steps, and they turned right, which meant that they were going further into the backyard. And I'm like, well, is there a deer back there? Because if there is, this deer is no longer. And then I hear this weed eater. This dude had come into my backyard early. I'd left the backyard gate open for him, but he came into the yard early and he never told me that he was coming into the yard. So I just let the dogs out to go to the bathroom. And I see these two, and I'm watching them, and they're just focused in on this guy, just like a beeline. And they went down there, and this dude walked out. Let's see here. He walked out with a scratch on this finger. I was like, and then he tried to say, well, they bit me. It's like, if they bit you once, they would have shredded you up, dude. They don't bite once and then just back off. They don't do that. That's not what, especially when you gotta, yeah, oh man. Well, they're any other Mastiff. And I mean, on the Mastiff side, when you take the Bull Mastiffs, the English Mastiffs, the Neapolitan Mastiffs, Tibetan Mastiff, I mean, the guy that I had, he was unusually big. He was 180 pounds. She looks massive. She's a 102-pound frame. Hey, Hugh Tap. So she's a 102-pound frame, with that big fur coat, which I'm trying to get her to shed right now because it's 70 degrees up here in Oregon. And she's like basically walking around in a full down jacket. And so I'm trying to get her to blow that coat, but she's not gonna blow it any quicker than nature releases it. And when she does, then everybody's gonna kind of get a better idea of how small she is. But when she went flying off that porch yesterday, oh my gosh, I was just like, I thought the worst was gonna happen. I really did. No, and it really is. People think everybody, oh geez, man, And I'm standing there in my underwear, so I have to run into the house, put on pants, wondering if my dogs are down there mauling the crap out of this dude. And I go out there and he's standing on his feet, and I'm like, well, that's a positive sign. And then he goes over to the neighbor's house, and I go over there and look, and I'm like, I don't even think that's a bite from my dogs, because he's got just one little scratch on his finger. And I'm like, I think you scratched that either on the fence. You know, he's trying to blame it on the dogs, but the dude came back, he finished the yard. You know, he got paid, and I'm like, well, you know, of course the dogs were inside by that time. But I'm like, if you come back over and you finish the yard and everything, you know, and a little peroxide and just one of those little small bandages, you know, was on his finger. It's like, man, you got away easy. Obviously, my dogs were not too concerned about you being in the backyard, because you walked out of this thing, man. You walked out of this thing. You got lucky, dude. You know, my dogs, and you know, it would have been the perfect, what would you call it? The perfect defensive scenario for a dog, because you got a bulldog. And what's a pit bull gonna do? A pit bull comes in low. And that mastiff, when she raised up, this dude's like 6 foot tall, and she was as tall as him. I looked down there and I couldn't even see this guy. And they were just, you know, I guess what you'd say is they were just kind of pushing him out of the yard. But when you walk away with just a little finger scratch, man, come on, dude. You know, and he finished the job, so I don't think he's going to do anything, you know. And if he does, it's going to look pretty stupid on his part. They're going to be like, well, why did you finish the job? With the pills, I'm not on opiates. I use Etodolac, and I use Etodolac, and I use just, you know, ibuprofen, and, you know, Tylenol, which, you know, it's messing up my stomach. I mean, you know, there's no getting around that. But, you know, my head took a lot of damage when I was in the Navy, and after I got out of the Navy. I can't say it was all. I never heard of that one. How'd your body handle it? Because they're sending me over for steroid shots into the spine, because I've got nerve impingement and all kinds of stuff. That's got to be hard, man. That's got to be challenging for you, you know. I know, being a vet, I got a buddy. He was one of the. I may bring him onto the channel if I can get him on here, so that I can interview him and people can talk to him and get to meet him. And I don't know if you're a vet or not, but this guy's a veteran. He was one of the first casualties of the Iraq War. And I'd just like to bring him on here and let people get to meet him and ask him questions and stuff. He's a pretty good dude. He came back from the war, and he was back in Washington, D.C. for a while, advocating for vets and stuff. But, you know, he's, oh no. Are you here in the States? Oh, of course. I think I have an amazing country that, no, the UK. You know what? Let me tell you something. The UK military, those guys are some high performance dudes. Hi, Janet. Thank you for coming in. It's good to see you. We appreciate you being here. You guys are some high performance dudes. You have an amazing country. You really do. We're fortunate to have you guys as allies. But I met some of the SAS dudes down there when I was down there, because I was contracting in the Iraq War. I wasn't down there in the service, and these guys were contracting. I tell you what, those guys are some high performance dudes, but they're assholes, man. But so are the Navy SEALs, and so are all those guys. I mean, you get alpha male personalities. Those guys are not nice guys. They perform, but they're not the type of guys you're gonna sit there and have a conversation with. They they're assholes to you. They're assholes to each other. They really are, man. There's something. There's something. But I hope you come. I hope you come back, man. You sound like a fun person to talk to. I'd like to find out more about the UK. I don't know much about it. Irish, Irish. Are you ever gonna say howdy? Yeah, I bet you do. And one of the things I found, especially with this guy who I know, is, a lot of people don't want to hear who are in your situation. They don't want to hear, oh, I'm sorry, this happened. I'm sorry that happened. They just kind of want people to look at it and say, looks like you got it going on pretty good, man. If you need any help, let me know. Other than that, you're totally functional. You got it going on. You just want to be, you don't want to be, you are a very normal person, And that's the way that I treat this guy, it's like, hey man, I told him once, I was like, if you ever need my help or anything, you can ask. Other than that, I'm not gonna even bother asking you, because you want to do it on your own. And I'm not gonna sit there and constantly ask you, oh, you need my help, you need this, you need that. You'll say something. Does that make sense? No, they don't, and I've got some PTSD stuff that I've never really come out and talked about it with people, especially here on the channel, because it probably get me thrown off YouTube. Some of the things that happened to me, but when I've told people about it, they really don't. They go kind of speechless, and it's like, I guess for me, it's like, maybe in some ways I'm so far removed from it, and I buried it so deep that, it's like I mention it, and people they don't know they don't know how to react, and so anymore I just keep my mouth shut. I tell people some of the things that happen, but other than that, I really don't. I had my there you go, look at that. I had my last wife divorce me because I slept on the edge of the bed all the time. It's hard for her to get in there and cuddle with me and stuff, and it's like, well, between what I went through, between sleeping on a ship that took 60-degree rolls and we had to tie ourselves into our rack, and, into our bunks, we really actually did, we had to tie ourselves into our bunks to get sleep. And so tied ourselves into the bunks, and then when I was over in Iraq, I just slept on the edge of the bed, because if the rockets came in, I could just roll off the bed and roll underneath my bunk. And then I had my my protective vest there and stuff, and I just pile everything on top of me. And so it just becomes a habit over time, and you kind of do what I call like combat sleep. You're just always like, in order for me to get deep sleep, I got to take some meds that knock me out, and that's really not deep sleep. And I really didn't start sleeping deep until I got my first Tibetan Mastiff, because I was always like, is somebody going to come through the door, whatever. But when I finally got him, I felt like, I could go into a deeper sleep. And then I got married, and she was just like, PTSD is a hard thing for a woman to live with, or a man, you know. Um, well, I tell you what, I had somebody come through my door with that last Tibetan Mastiff I had, and I could barely drag him. I mean, man, that was a 180-pound dog. That was a 180-pound dog, and the fact that I was able to wrestle a 180-pound spring that was going nuclear, that I was able to wrestle him out the back door and get him out the door. Oh man, you know, Tibetan Mastiffs, when they go nuclear, they're just like any other Mastiff. From what I understand, I don't know much about other Mastiffs, but what I've heard, this is just what I've heard, is that a Tibetan really isn't a true Mastiff. You know, people get deep into the breeds, and you got your, you know, your self-proclaimed breed experts on this and breed experts on that, and you know, the Tibetan Mastiff was such a remote dog, which I think anybody can realize. Oh, excuse me. You know, they were a very remote dog up there in the mountains of Tibet. So from what I understand, they really weren't associated with the other Mastiff breeds that, you know, like the Bull Mastiffs, the Kanye Corsos and stuff. And so I don't think that they really have a lot in common with the actual Mastiffs that you and I know, the Kanyes. Have you ever seen one of those Borberals, man? Have you ever seen one of those dogs? The South African Mastiffs is what they're called. You ever seen one of those things? You know, between those and the Caucasian Shepherds, there's some dogs that don't belong in urban or even rural environments where there's a lot of people. I'd say a Tibetan Mastiff borders on that. I really would. You know, if I didn't have a 6-foot fence in my backyard, and if I wasn't, you know, pretty much home all the time, if I had a job, 8-hour day, you know, away from home and stuff, I would not have a Tibetan Mastiff, because a dog like that doesn't belong inside, and a dog like that requires an additional level of responsibility. A Borberal, you're talking a 210, 220 pound dog. It was bred for war like the Kanye Corsos were. And I think the Presa Parios were bred for war. Tibetan Mastiffs are more of a large guardian breed. But I was down at the store a couple years ago, and there, you know the type of guy, big dog, small package. And this dude was sitting out in front of the grocery store on a Saturday afternoon with people walking in, you know, busy day at the grocery store. And he's got 2 Caucasian Ovcharkas on leashes sitting in front of a grocery store. And I looked at that, and I was about to say something. And I wish I had. But one Caucasian is more than enough. 2, they would have drugged that dude down the street like horses dragging somebody down the road. I mean, if they decided they wanted to go nuclear on somebody, there was no way that dude could stop them, and he had 2 of them. I was like, you know, that kind of dog owner is the kind of dog owner that makes the rest of us look bad. You know, the people over here with the pit bulls, you know, again, big dog, mean dog, small package. And it's just like, oh my gosh, you know, you see people like that, and it's like, man, you know, we had a guy over here, you know, those Borberals, Caucasian Ovcharkas. I know a guy over here, I'm sure you know about grizzly bears. I know a guy over here in a state called Montana, and he's got 4 or 5 Caucasian shepherds, and he uses them to keep the grizzly bears off his sheep. that's that's saying something, man. That's saying something about the power of those dogs. You're using them to keep grizzly bears off of sheep. You know, the Kangals, the Dogo Argentinos, those are not dogs that belong. They're not dogs that belong in a public. They're not dogs that belong in an urban neighborhood. They just they need that space to roam. They need their herds to guard. That's what they're meant for. And I don't know, man. I'm about responsible dog ownership. You know, I take her out and I try to take her for walks. You know, the people here in the channel, Irish Cream and Holly, and I think Yayo's in here. They hear me talk about this a lot because I bitch about it a lot. But I'll try to take her out into the park and take her for a walk. And you got all these dumbass morons out there who let their dogs walk around without a leash on. And what's the first thing they do? They come up and they start to come at her and approach her, and it's like if this happens and this dog approaches her, you know, unless I have a camera on, which I'm going to start carrying my GoPro if I go back to the parks, because of what happened the other day. If I go back to the parks, I've already got bear spray, you know, which I would hate to use on a dog, but if an owner's stupid enough to let their dog approach mine, I already know what's going to happen. Oh, you know, even though my dog's on a leash, oh, your dog attacked mine, right? And they're going to look at a Tibetan Mastiff, you know, and just make an obvious conclusion. So I've started taking them out in the woods. But the other day, you know, on this channel, the people who have followed this, Irish and, you know, Holly and the others, you know, they've heard this storyline with Spirit, where Spirit's very comfortable at his house and he really doesn't want to leave his environment. And so Denali rides with me, and she'll ride in the car with me and go different places, which won't be happening soon because it'll get too hot in the car for her. It's kind of a bummer. I love her going with me. But so finally the other day, Spirit goes out and he hops up in the car. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I do. I drive out in the woods. I find a place, you know. I need to get a GPS collar for her because we got big woods over here. I think in the north of England you guys do too. But out here, you know, and we got wolf packs out here now. So I need to get a GPS collar for her before I really take her out and let her off leash the way that I would like to, so that I can really film her. But I had Spirit down at the park, and remember, Spirit was used by a fighting ring to train pit bulls who were fighters, and so he's been abused by pit bulls really bad. Really bad. He's been abused by pit bulls. So I get him down to the park. I have him on his leash with his little bow tie on. Everybody likes his little bow tie. Sorry, I forgot to put the bow tie on him today. So I got him at the park on the leash. He's out there. He's very nervous. He's sniffing around, smelling all the dogs on the ground. I look over my right shoulder, and what do I see but a pit bull? And Spirit is so afraid of them that anytime a pit bull comes up to the fence at the house or anything, he just goes nuts, right? He's scared spitless. And I look over and there's a pit bull, and of course the pit bull is not on a leash. And so I grab Spirit. He sees the pit bull. He starts growling. Get him wheeled back into the car. Now look at this pit bull, not on a leash. Not only that, please don't take this wrong, ladies, because I want you to hear both sides of what I'm about to say. That woman and that child who was with that pit bull could have not even come close to controlling that dog. It was a dog that was in pretty good shape. And I looked at that pit bull, and that thing had that mean attitude. But not only could that woman not have controlled that pit bull, There is no way that I could have controlled that pit bull, let alone two. Fortunately, I had my bear spray with me, but no way at all did Spirit deserve that. No way at all. And you know, I've seen I've seen people at the park. I saw this old guy the other day last week when I finally said no more Denali at the park, because this guy's probably like 85 years old, and he's got this older dog moving slow as well. But I'm looking at that and I'm saying, if your dog comes over to mine and Denali decides that she wants to protect herself, if she decides she wants to protect herself, there's no way you can get over here in time, dude. I'm gonna have to bear spray her, my dog, and your dog. And there's no reason I should have to bear spray my dog, because I've already made the decision that if a dog gets within 3 feet of Denali, the bear spray is going on the ground. She's, yeah, yeah, they do. And a lot of people don't know this about Tibetan Mastiffs, and I'm going to throw out a general quote here, because I don't think that anybody really knows. And I've told people about this, Mark. I pulled the ultimate and stupid. When I had my first Mastiff, the big guy, and I have pictures of him out there on my YouTube posts. I put a picture out them of him in Spirit. He is not a nice guy. And so one night he decides he's going to go alpha on Spirit, and I'm glad that I got in between this, because it could have turned out really bad for Spirit. But I'm going to try to give you an example. I'm down and I've got myself over Spirit. Well, when I threw myself over Spirit, this other Tibetan, he came in over the top and he got me. I don't know if you can see. He got me right up here. And again, this is my fault. It's not his fault. I got in the way of a dog fight. I'm glad I did, because he would have hurt Spirit really bad. But I ended up with 15 staples in my head, and the doctor even told me at the office, he's like, he nicked your skull really bad, I got 15 staples, and people are like, well, you should have put that dog down. It's like, no, I actually shouldn't have. Oh, it's okay, Holly. I survived it just fine. Other than, it was, I had 2 uncut males in the house at the same time. I hadn't had Spirit cut yet. And London was uncut because at one time I was going to breed him. It was just a bad situation, because I brought Spirit home. And the reason I brought Spirit home with me at that point in time was because I'd already had London to the vet. And the vet said, she goes, London has about max a year left. He's got hip dysplasia really, really bad. We've done the x-rays on the hips. He doesn't have a lot of time. And so when I brought Spirit home, I was like, well, I was thinking, London probably had 3-4 months. And I wasn't sure how London would react to Spirit. And so we were able to keep them apart after that incident. But, it gave me an idea. My dad comes over, man, when that happened, and he's taking me up to the hospital, and he's like, man, you're bad, because, the blood was coming out pretty good. It really does. It was, it wasn't even a pack mentality then. It was just one Tibetan Mastiff, and I was over the top of Spirit, trying to get Spirit into the back room away from London. I named him London after Jack London, the writer. And I named Denali after, it's the tallest volcano in the United States, including Alaska. 20,000 feet. I'm not sure what the meters are on that. But, they're just majestic dogs, and I wanted to give them, a name that really kind of fit with London. I loved Call of the Wild and White Fang. They were amazing books. That, you know, just really made me want a big dog when I was a kid. And then I named Spirit because, I mean, after everything he's been through, I mean, you know, first they trained him on pit bulls, then they just tied him up and left him to die with no food, no water. Then my ex-wife's daughter came in and she didn't treat him much better. And then the dog got parvo and survived parvo. I mean, what else, you know? You know, talk about spirit. This dog is more than spirit. And you watch him on camera, and he's the goofball of the two. No, you go ahead and say it, Holly. You go ahead and say it. If you wanted to call me a dumbass for getting involved in a fight, I totally understand. Say whatever. You're free to say it. Hey, Guardian Angel, what's going on? It's really good to see you, girl. We've missed you. Go ahead and say it, Holly. If you want to call me a dumbass or whatever, I'm sure I deserve it. But yeah, Mastiffs they're. Oh, you know, that's what a beautiful thing to say. I don't know why you would be why you would feel bad to say something like that. I mean, anybody who takes the time to express love and beautiful comments like that, that's a very beautiful, kind thing, and I hope that everybody can really appreciate what you just did. That was amazing. You know, and I put that dog out here the other night. We're talking about doing, you know, we may even be willing to help you out, Mark, if you able to step into the channel more often. I got to figure out how to do it, but we're talking about doing a daily dog rescue post. Oh, we're definitely friends, you know, and a lot of people don't really place the value of friendship on I guess what you'd call virtual friendships, but it doesn't matter, you know, love and respect and appreciation, and we have a very good chat room. You know, we don't spend forever and 5 days in here, you know, just chatting. We have nice short chats and play the music and just have a good time. And I think, you know, that we will always be able to keep it that way, you know. Irish and Guardian Angel, and now that Debbie's a mod, you know, we have good mods who just don't put up with people's crap. You know, we get somebody in here who's making a stupid ass comment. We don't need them to stay. They can go. You know, we attract good quality people. Usually people our age. You know, we're an older crowd, and that's why I play, you know, music that kind of fits the vibe of our channel, is because I want that music to attract people who fit our vibe. You know, we don't have time for the younger crowd, you know, and trying to figure out everybody's pronouns and, you know, not worry about hurting everybody's feelings and stuff like that, you know. Everybody in here knows that I respect my dogs. Everybody in here appreciates the dogs. If they have any questions, you know, right now we have a guy who comes in named Edward, and I hope you get a chance to meet him. He's a great guy. He was probably one of the true, hey, Peephole, it's good to see you, man. Peephole's another long-time regular. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. We're gonna have to get over there. You know, I think once I get a you know, we should do a collaboration some night. Once I figure out the rhythm on these shorts videos, I think this channel is going to pop pretty quick too, because not too many people got a dog that looks like a lion. You know, and I'm already at 500,000 views, you know. That would be awesome. I just want to get, you know, we can do a collab some night, and I'll bring Denali in there and they can meet her and see her. Because I'm Yeah, congratulations on that, Mark, by the way. Total respect for you, man. Um, we, uh, we have we're about, and when I say we, these people in here, Irish and Guardian Angel and Holly and Peephole, and I'm sure I'm missing somebody who's popped in here, which I apologize to all my people. Um, we're 943 hours into 3,000 hours. Um, we're, so I have people coming in here who are beautiful people. Guardian Angel is one of them, coming in here saying, how can we donate to your channel? And I'd never even expected that. People come in, they're like, man, we want to buy your artwork. I mean, that in and of itself, without the donation, I didn't even expect them to make the donation, or even think about the artwork. I mean, that's the kind of dopamine high that you could never. I've never done heroin, so please don't get me wrong on that. But you think about people talking about doing drugs and getting high. I mean, I go out and I film these videos for people like out in nature and stuff, and I come home, man, and I just feel so amazingly good. And these people go out who are part of the channel. They go out and they watch these videos, and it's like, wow, man. Um, you know, for people to be able to see the videos and enjoy them and know that at some point those videos are going to start getting a lot more views, and I can share the beauty of nature around here and get Denali out in nature, and now hopefully at some point I can get Spirit out in nature, because I think that you probably understand this, Mark. There's only so many videos that you can do, and I have some guys over in Bangladesh working on some videos for me right now, because I just can't sit in a chair for any length of time. And I'm too close to the videos, and I don't have that editing skill. I'm having some guys work on some videos right now that we've done from the lives. I think Holly was in here the other night. Irish Cream was in here, and I did a short on it, but the short does not come across like the live streams do. Our channel is really, it's all about the live streams. And I really think that this channel will always be about the live streams. I would love to be able to monetize as quick as possible, because there's a narrow window where I have the opportunity to do something. If I can monetize, I could do something for the channel that would just blow this channel wide open. And it would bring so much joy to the people who are already here, and just attract in a whole new crowd of people who would just take this channel to the next level. And so that's why I'm pushing monetization so hard. I just need it so bad, so that, I can get people in here, sell some merch, do some stuff. The people in here right now, shit, I'd probably give them merch. They've been so good about supporting the channel. I've got the Mastiff. People love her, Mark. They love Denali. But then once they get in here and they bond with Denali, and I flip the camera on that dude, people fall in love with that guy. They fall in love with Spirit. And it's so cool to see, because he is such a wonderful, amazing dog. And it's great to see people fall in love with him, because they see the majestic nature of the Mastiff. And of course that's going to attract them in. I think anybody who's been on this channel any length of time, Holly and all the rest of them, will tell you, you go through a shorts video, or you sit here in this live stream for any length of time, inevitably, when Denali is standing up and she's looking down into the camera, at least once, if not more, you'll see people come in and say, is that a lion? Is that a lion? It's going to happen. But what I'm really trying to do with these dogs is begin to develop. I don't know, have you heard of Jason Corey before, Mark? Have you heard of him before? He's got the two Kanye Corsos, Bruce Wayne and Joey Justice, and he's a really good advocate for that community. Keep It Gaming, welcome in. I'm gonna let the ladies go ahead and take the time to welcome you in and have any howdy, Irish, howdy. Irish, I wanted to see you go howdy. You're like, yo, bro, or something. But Jason Corey's got the Kanye Corsos, and he's developed their personalities, and he's developed responsible training and stuff like that, and really, giving people a reason to come to the channel beyond the treats and beyond the chaos and the cuteness and all that. Although, I tell you what, if you come in, well, you guys, I know, the regulars are going to be here tonight, but I have got something that's sitting in a package right outside my door, an Amazon package that I ordered in for you guys. And I cannot wait for tonight's live. We usually come on. You're probably going to be in bed, Mark, so if we see you on tomorrow, I'll make sure to break it out for you. But I got something for Denali tonight, and I'm actually going down to the store to get some bacon so that she'll get up on her feet and stand up. But I tell you what, these regulars in here are gonna go nuts when I break this out for Denali tonight. It is, yeah, I'm sure you are. If I won't be able to get it on the short tomorrow because I want to get it over to the guys in Bangladesh and have them whip up the short. But when that short comes out, I think if that short is done right, I think that short is probably going to head upwards of 500K, maybe 1 million views. Because when I pop this out, Denali's got the attitude for it. I can't wait. I love surprises. And I cannot wait to break this thing out because these people in this channel are just going to welcome. I'm going to take your welcome button away from you, Irish. She's probably over there laughing right now, man, Irish. Irish was one of my first moderators, and she's great. Irish is great. And there's a couple other people I'm going to make moderators in here just because they're good people. We don't need them. We don't need moderators like, some of the other channels do. But, they just... I think that moderator is kind of like a promotion, and I just want them to feel like they're appreciated. So, I'm going to get out of here. I got to get to the store. Mark needs to get to bed. Mark, what's the name of your channel? We need to have the name of your channel, and everybody get over there. Let's give Mark a subscribe. Give him a subscribe, and maybe you want to do a collaboration sometime, Mark? I mean, we got to get somebody in here with an English accent for the ladies. Lily the Bull Mastiff. All right. I'm going over there right now to find it. I'm at youtube.com. All right, youtube.com, Lily the Bull Mastiff. There she is. All right. Copy. All right. Here we go, everybody. You want to do a live some night? Do it. You're going to love it, Irish. You are going to love it. I mean, it totally fits Denali. If you want, I don't want to bug you too much on it, but if you want to do a live some night, I would love to have you in here. That's the kind of stuff that I'm really wanting to I really want to move into that sphere, is to start bringing in other dog lovers and have a chance to share them with the channel, so that, you know, because we're really looking at developing a rescue program where we promote rescues every day videos, because we had a rescue that came on here the other day that I posted, and the euthanasia date is today. And people were asking about, they're like, why didn't I hear about this sooner? And I'm like, I just heard about it myself Wednesday. And the lady who was posting it, I mean, she was giving me attitude. You know, I was asking her, I was like, hey, I'll post more of these dogs on your channel, but on my channel, but, you know, I just need you to direct message me the information so I can just copy and paste it and put it on my channel, because my channel's, you know, it's increasing, and I need to be able to, you know, pay attention to my channel, and I just need you to work with me. And she's never sent me a direct message, and it's like, well, you know what, sweetheart, you've got a group of people out here, 1,300 so far, you know, increasing rapidly, who would love to be able to, you know, support you in your rescue effort. I actually have people out there on that post who it sounded to me like they wanted to adopt this dog. And I'm like, you know, you know, yeah, we'll schedule something, Mark. I'm gonna go ahead and toss my email address. I just set up a website yesterday, so I'm gonna create an email address. I'll toss it in my description. You and I can communicate back channel, and we'll get something set up, so that we can sit there, and, you know, it'd be cool to be able to sit there, you know, and just have some collaboration, talk about, you know, responsible dog ownership. The heart attack I almost had yesterday. And you go get some sleep, mate. It was really nice to meet you. Thank you for coming in. I really appreciate you, and I look forward to, all of us look forward to meeting you and spending more time talking to you. It's going to be great to get our channels together and let people start mingling. That'll be really fun. So we appreciate you. And I'm going to go ahead and get off here and go down and get these guys some bacon for tonight. Oh, you guys are going to be pumping, Irish. Holly, you guys are going to be pumping. This chat's probably going to hit 30, 35 concurrents tonight. It really is. So yeah, I'm going over to subscribe to Mark's channel right now myself. Yep. You got to subscribe, Mark. You got all notifications turned on, and so we're there for you, buddy. We'll see y'all later. I'm gonna get out of here. I gotta go get your dog some food. We'll talk to y'all soon.